Hello, I'm Dave Williams, founder and chair of Saluto, the speech therapy charity. I am hugely delighted that writer, comedian, actress, and absolute legend Rosie Jones has joined me for a chat. Thank you very much, Rosie.
Oh, thank you so much. It's great to talk to you today, and I cannot wait to have a really great chat.
So, someone with a speech impediment became a stand-up comedian. That is quite amazing. I read on Wiki, so it might not be true that your first stand-up performance was at a friend's comedy night, and you had no preparation. Is that right? How did you feel taking to the stage for the first time?
Yeah, that is absolutely right. But the story behind it is secretly I've been wanting to try stand-up comedy for ages. And I was doing a comedy writing course at the time. So I'd already started writing jokes that I would do as stand-up. But yeah, I initially went to see my friend who was amazing. And they were a little bit short on performers. And it was a really little crowd. And they said to all of us, right, if anybody had ever wanted to try out stand up, now is your chance. And I thought, well, if I don't go now, I never will. Because I knew it would be a lovely, safe place. And if I died on my ass, nobody will know. And I did it, and luckily, people enjoyed it. So I was like, great. That's a start I needed. I fell in love with stand-up immediately, and it grew from there.
After that first performance, did you go straight to the Edinburgh Fringe or were there other gigs in between?
No, so you're getting my entire story now, and I really worry that it'll take the magic out of stand-up comedy, but I don't think people quite know the work that it takes to become a stand-up, in that you don't just write an amazing joke, an amazing hour, and off you go. Actually, for me to write a stand-up hour show, it normally takes me 2 years
Right.
because our show is round about for me 100 jokes.
Yeah.
And you just need to make sure that every single joke works.
Yeah.
So also you need to get good at it.
Yeah.
Stand-up comedy, like anything, is a craft
Yeah.
that you need to work at. So after my first gig, like I said, I fell in love with it. So I took every single gig I could.
Yeah.
And luckily, I live in London, which means every night there's about 20 comedy gigs going on, and you just find your place, you find your people. So I ended up gigging every night,
Yeah.
and some nights I would do 2 or 3 gigs a night if I could go between a few different venues, along with having a full-time job.
Yeah.
Like, looking back now, I don't know how I did it, but you do just function on the sheer love of it. And with every single gig,
Yeah.
I found myself getting better.
Yeah.
And I probably did that for about 18 months,
Yeah.
gigging every day, honing all my material. And in 2018, I did my first hour at the stand-up comedy festival in Edinburgh.
Yeah.
So it's funny to think that was my first hour show.
Yeah.
But in terms of gigs, I bet by then I'd done something like 500
Yeah.
gigs, and you just do it. And even now, I gig 3-4 times a week
Yeah.
because stand-up comedy is a muscle that you gotta keep on working, keep trying to improve.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just do it through the sheer love of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You.
When you first began appearing on TV, were the people in suits nervous about the audience at home not being able to understand you, or had everyone behind the scenes got to know you from the writing you had done for programs such as The Last Leg?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And I think I had such a great experience because, as you said, before I did stand up, I worked behind the scenes, so I knew all of the big producers, and they were all supportive of me. I was the one before my first show, which was 8 out of 10 cats. I was the one to say, shall we talk about subtitles, how people will understand me? And I was quite taken aback by how every single producer on the show and at Channel 4 were like, no, like, we can all understand you. And I think my entire life, I have been so worried that people don't understand me, but they gave me the confidence to go, absolutely not. If they want to, they have the choice of turning on the subtitles, but in terms of what we do, in terms of you, everyone thinks you're understandable, and I think I am, and the people I come across who don't understand me or who tell me that I should have subtitles are actually not coming from a place of practicality. They are coming from a place of prejudice, and it is never, ever about whether they understand me. It's about whether they care to listen. And I think that's the key to it. Every decent human being can hear that I sound differently. But if you just take your time, give me a minute, and really listen to what I say, I'm really not that hard to understand.
Many decades ago, when I left college, I had to contend with the disability expert from the local job centre telling companies I was far too disabled to work. I proved him wrong in the end. I worked in IT. I loved it. My colleagues were great people and I was just one of the team, doing the same job as everyone else.
Exactly. Exactly. And I've had the same experience in terms of colleagues. And I'm gonna say this from a place of talking about disability,
Yeah.
but I think you can adapt it to any minority, as in disabled people, queer people, non-white people. A lot of the problems we come up against in terms of prejudice is when we treat a minority like they are one entity, like they are one unknown scary thing. And I think when you break that down and you treat us all like individuals and you go, oh, that's Rosie. Oh, I like her. Oh, she's funny. She's amazing at her job. That is where we get the sense of equality and being whoever we want to be. And I think the damaging thing is when people go, oh, disabled people, do you want a disabled person working for you? And it's like, well, give us a name, give us a voice, and then we'll start being on the road to true equality.
It is about our talents.
100%, and I fully believe that when you give a disabled person a voice, a chance, we prove time and time again that we are just as good and just as capable as non-disabled people.
Yeah.
My speech therapist told me that when I speak, particularly to strangers, I try so hard that my muscles tense up, making it even harder to get the words out. Does your speech deteriorate when you are on stage if nerves take hold, or do you enjoy your work so much that you never have nerves?
Again, every question is brilliant, and I love how we are talking about comedy and my craft from a disabled point of view, because I don't think a lot of people know what I go through physically. I am very lucky because I actually have a rare type of cerebral palsy. My CP is called ataxic cerebral palsy. So that means my muscle tone is low. whereas a lot of people with CP have very tight muscles.
Yeah.
So when I talk, I don't really tense up. That's my problem. If I tensed up a little bit more, I'd be absolutely fine. What has helped me so much in my career is I have a degree in English language. I am obsessed with words, and I use it every single time I write a joke. So I formulate sentences in a way that I know which sounds are very difficult for me to get out.
Yeah.
I often write a joke with a word which is 3 or 4 syllables. For example, fantastic. Fantastic is 3 syllables.
Yeah.
I know that when I'm on stage, as soon as I say fan, the audience will guess that I'm about to say tastic. And my aim as a stand-up is to always be one ahead of the audience.
Yeah.
So I look at the word fantastic and I go, no, too long. It'll take the audience away from what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Can I get the same thing across if I say great?
Yeah.
Because I can say great
Yeah.
a lot quicker,
Yeah.
but then sometimes I like using the speed on my voice.
Yeah.
But sometimes it gives me more comedy.
Yeah.
So if I really want to use the word fantastic,
Yeah.
should I swear? Should I break it up?
Yeah.
Should I say fan bloody tastic? Fan fucking tastic? Because even though I'm taking up that time and that space, the audience is still getting something surprising. So yeah, it goes back to the writing process and just making sure that I can formulate every single word in a way that is not only understandable to the audience, but in a way that means that I keep all of the control
Yeah.
in what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
Fascinating stuff. I saw your posts on social media about how thrilled you were to appear on Call the Midwife. Did that come out of the blue, or did you approach the producers?
Came out of the blue, really. I feel very lucky that, as well as comedy and writing, I do a little bit of acting, and I've been on Silent Witness and Casualty, and I'm always popping up randomly in dramas. So it's not like I've never acted before, but like everyone, I'm such a good fan of Call the Midwife, and it's something that I've tuned into for years.
Yeah.
So yeah, the producers contacted me and they said they had a role, a character with cerebral palsy, and I thought it was such a lovely, heartwarming story, and to play a woman without disability at that time, because it's set in the 60s, to have her in a loving relationship
Yeah.
and about to have a family, it felt really special to do. So yeah, it came out of the blue,
Yeah.
but I was so, so happy to be part of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
When doing straight acting, are you also something of a disability advisor for the script writers?
Yes and no. I always like to make it clear to everybody that I am not a disability advisor. I cannot tell people what it is like for every single disabled person out there.
Yeah.
Even cerebral palsy,
Yeah.
it affects everyone so differently.
Yeah.
But what I can do is tell you what it's like for me,
Yeah.
because I've had cerebral palsy for 34 years.
Yeah.
I am an expert in how cerebral palsy affects me.
Yeah.
So, for example, Call the Midwife was very interesting because they had written that character to be a wheelchair user.
Yeah.
And I am not. I haven't used a wheelchair since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
But I was very aware that I wasn't playing me.
Yeah.
I wasn't Rosie Jones, who was born in 1992 very supportive parents who encouraged me to go out, be independent, go to university, move to London
Yeah.
on her own,
Yeah.
and become a comedian. I wasn't her.
Right.
I was Doreen, who was born during the war, or even before, maybe. And as a disabled woman growing up in the 40s and the 50s,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got the support, the services, the education that I got
Yeah.
50 years later. So we made the decision that, yes, even though she had the same physical disability as I did,
Yeah.
it would have manifested differently, and it feels true to life that she would have been in a wheelchair, but I was certain that there were specific scenes if she was in the house with her family that she would walk. And I think that is a great misunderstanding, even now. The notion that if you are in a wheelchair, that's it, you can't walk.
Yeah.
Whereas the majority of wheelchair users I know can walk, just in certain situations if it requires a lot of walking, if they'll be in a lot of pain, they choose to use a chair to become more independent. So yeah, I've been lucky that every acting job I do, we have a very in-depth conversation about my disability, what I'm physically capable of, and then adapting that to that certain character and how my disability would manifest in them. So yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you know, I have set up a speech therapy charity because when I was young, the focus was trying to get me to walk, but in adulthood, being unable to talk clearly has been a far greater hindrance. Did you have much speech therapy when you were young?
Yeah, I did. And I really feel lucky because for a lot of my school years, we were under a Labour government and the Disability Discrimination Act had just been put into place. So I really benefited from both. And throughout definitely my primary school years, I saw a physio every other week, an occupational therapist every other week, and a speech therapist. I think I saw her every week, and I'm sure it helped me. But like I said, I've always been very aware of how to speak and what words and what sounds are more understandable when I say them. So yeah, the speech therapist helped me a lot, but I think more than that, over time, learning about the formulation of the English language has really helped me out. And yeah, I feel very lucky.
I seem to be able to understand you better now than when I first saw you on TV. Is that due to speech therapy and voice training since you began your career, or have I got used to your voice?
Look, I am really fascinated by that, and I would like to talk to other people to see if they agree. I don't know. I haven't had training. I haven't had speech therapy since I've become a comedian. I think it is a combination between you and the audience getting used to my voice. But I think it's back to what we talked about at the beginning of every single day now. I am either doing a podcast or I'm doing a gig or I'm filming a travel show. I am using my voice performatively every single day in a way that I didn't do when I started. So I think I just got better at controlling it, performing with it. But yeah, you are the first person who has said that. So I'm quite interested to actually go round and see if other people agree, because I do think you're right. I do think I am a little bit clearer now, but that is simply down to using it every day.
You should look at old recordings.
Yeah, I will. Although I don't like watching myself back.
What are your ambitions for the future? Saturday night game show host, Hollywood stardom, Director General of the BBC, or domination?
Or can I do all of them? They all sound really good, but my answer is a little bit boring, really. I just want to do more of the same. So I'm very lucky in that I write a lot of children's books. I write TV shows. Like we said, I act a lot. So if I could write more books, do more stand-up shows, do more acting, I would be so happy, because for me, I have the best job in the world. Tell me about your charity now. I feel like I've taught too much. So I want to hear all about you.
The charity is called Saluto, which is Latin for to greet, to wish help to. In July, we began delivering our first project to help children who have been adopted. They have communication issues due to the neglect they endured prior to being adopted. We are looking to raise funds to deliver speech therapy at a vocational college to provide the students with the communication skills they will need in the workplace. Speech therapy can help people in diverse situations, so there is lots the charity can do. Aside from giving therapy directly, it's good to share information and find out how people cope with their communication difficulties, which is why I really wanted to do an interview with you.
Oh, that all sounds amazing, and I just know you're gonna help so many people, because like we taught today, speech is so key to everything. It's all about communication, and if you can communicate in whatever way, that will just opened so many doors for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're doing a great job.
Thank you for chatting to me, Rosie. I will let you get back to thinking up ways to make people laugh.
Thank you so much. It's really been great talking to you.
Thank you.